All right, everybody, it is time. We started today with 20 players, and we are down to the final 4. We have Kiata, the reigning Blitz champion, hoping to defend his title. We have Madman, one of the best speedrunners alive, a man with a lot to prove and the skill to back it up. We have Ember, we have Morphin. 2 up-and-coming players who I think have the potential to take it home. It's easy to look at how many players, look at the amazing players we have here and think that it's a foregone conclusion, but I genuinely believe in my heart of hearts that any of these 4 could take it home today. Are you ready? Oh, very vertical map. We don't have a lot of long horizontal sections. Plenty of opportunity for time save. My first thought is that something like this favors a player like Kiata, but the opportunity to go fast might just give Madman the edge that he needs. We'll see. Madman timing his start with the opening of the door so that he already has momentum going through. Just about everybody not noticing that 1x1 box there. Oh, Kiata making a major mistake. Getting 4th early could be devastating, but Ember falling behind. Madman and Morphin looking just about as clean as you can. I'm a big fan of that ice at the start. There's potential to set up an interesting slide. Slides where you're coming from like a different vertical orientation. Oftentimes can be a major point of contention for time save. We'll see if anyone sets it up. Whoa. Now I know at the beginning I said that this is the type of map that might favor someone like Kiata, but this is not looking good, I gotta say. Madman and Morph looking incredibly clean. Ember keeping up, and Kiata with a 4th place finish. Blitz is the type of game mode where if you don't maintain a good position, no matter how good you are, it can be over in a matter of minutes. Now we'll see if the panic sets in. Madman. So clean moving through these vertical sections. Kiata almost makes the same mistake as last round, but notices it. Still in 4th, though, just narrowly ahead of Morphin. Let's see how the finish is. That was down to the wire. I don't know who got it. Kiata with the 4th. Am I crazy? Or are we looking at the potential for the defending champion to be eliminated first from the final 4? Madman has yet to drop a single point. I feel a lot of mistakes coming in here. I can feel the nerves. Now you might look at this and think, oh, Kiata ahead of Madman, that could be huge. But realistically, Madman is not who Kiata's competing against. The fact that Kiata is still behind Morph and Ember has the potential to be devastating. We are nearing the halfway point of the match, and Kiata is almost a full point behind Ember. Oh, this setup, exactly as I said, it's a point of contention. If you aren't used to that type of slide where you're coming with a different momentum than normal, you can lose a lot of time. Okay, Kiata. All eyes are on Kiata. Getting the squeeze, first try, keeping up. If Kiata can get a 1st place finish here, he is back in it. But if Kiata falls behind Morph and Ember yet again, I don't know if it's still possible. Kiata with second. And again, the same situation as last round. Kiata got second, but not enough. Ember is the next lowest player behind Kiata, so Ember is the one Kiata is competing against. The fact that Ember got first that round and Kiata got second, it doesn't matter. Kiata is still behind. A little bit of a mistake, a little bit of a flub. But Kiata so clean on that setup. Consistently now getting through it at first try, but the glue. Oh, that squeeze was huge. Kiata needed a first place to stay in this. Is this the one? It is. This match has turned on its head. We went how many rounds in a row with Madman dropping, count 'em, 0 points, and now he's gone fourth 3 times in a row. We have the reigning champion currently in last. I have no idea where it's going to go from here, but God, am I excited. This is anyone's game still. Not sure who it was, but bombing the slide was a potentially huge move. Everyone relatively even going into this vertical climb. But Kiata pulling ahead. And this is huge for Madman especially. Madman, now more than ever, needs this momentum. He got fourth 3 times in a row. Getting this second place could swing things back in his favor. Wow. This is the closest game I have ever seen in any Blitz match, tournament or not. We have 4 players who are all almost dead even. I knew it was going to be tight, but I did not know we were going to be seeing something like this. Wow, everybody but Kiata falling for the cannon. That is huge for our defending champion. Madman falling a bit behind. I thought maybe the momentum would carry through from the last round, but if he gets fourth again, there's no saying what's going to happen. Kiata in first, Ember in second, Morph in third, and Madman falling behind. I think that puts him into last place. It does. The thing I love the most about a game mode like this is how quickly things can be turned on its head. I mean, we had Madman by far in first, Kiata by far in last, and now look at it. It is the exact opposite. And that's why I have hope that things still could change. There hasn't really been a point where I was too afraid that Ember or Morph are going to be eliminated so far, but the night's still young. Oh, that's a big mistake from Kiata. If he gets fourth, he could put himself right back on the chopping block. But Ember. And she is now tied with Madman. We have another near 4-way tie. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Great start. Both Morphin and Madman timing the opening of the door. Oh, not a good jump by Kiata. This is anyone's round now, but Madman going the entire wrong way. Kiata first try on the squeeze, not making the same mistake as last round. Ember starting to fall behind. We are nearing the end. This is close. Ember still has a little bit of leeway. She can afford to get fourth place one more time without being eliminated. but it's going to be a battle. Like the girder placement from Kiata there. Oh, beautiful NST from both Morphin and Madman. Losing not even a second, not any amount of time on that girder. But Kiata, the king of consistency, starting to pull away with it. And Ember, she needs to get these nerves under control. I can see it in her movement. The panic is setting in. Now's the time. Take a breather. It's not over yet, but you need to play out of your mind from here on out. It's especially rough. No other player is on the chopping block. If Madman had even one more point, it would be possible for Ember to win without getting first. But as it stands, Ember, it is now or never. Can you get first and hold on, or are you going to be the first one eliminated from today's Final Four? It is neck and neck for all four players through the first curve, but Ember falling a little bit behind. Lots of people making mistakes on the cannon, but still Ember in fourth place. Kiata completely misses the squeeze. But Morphin holding on to this lead. If Morphin gets it right now, barring a major mistake, Ember has been eliminated from the Final Four. That was a hell of a game. I feel like I need a breather after that one. Up until the last round, I had no idea who was going to be eliminated. Ember, well done. Congratulations on the performance up to this point. That was a heartbreaker. But against players of this level, it's bound to happen no matter how good you are. We are down to 3 players remaining: Kiata, Madman, and Morphin. All 3 of these players, potential favorites to take it home from the start, and they are proving it. Let's get a look. Oh my goodness. This is a map unlike any I've ever seen before. What is this asset generation? Wow! Interesting turns and a large vertical section at the end. We're gonna want to keep an eye out at the end, because with a drop that long, there's so much potential for time save. Morphin making some big mistakes, but this early, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of it. Honestly, it's worth noting that when you are the player in last, you actually have a little bit of an advantage sometimes with the blind falls, because the players in first can't see the things in front of them, but the players in last can go into all cam and have no problem. That being said, Morphin still getting the 3rd place. All 3 players trying to time their run with the opening of the door, and all 3 players messing it up. Whoa. Kiata, the king of consistency, not looking too consistent right now. What are these flubs? Morph looking extremely clean down the fall, but Madman not catching any of the blocks. Wow. An exact reverse of the last round. Whoa. I would love to know if that was intentional or not, but on the left side there near that ice, Kiata got a corner boost and have managed to avoid an entire jump, saving a significant amount of time. Look at this lead he has now. I want everyone to keep a close eye on the next round. That ice in the left section. Madman with the third. This ice right over here. The fact that Kiata got the corner vault, or corner boost, and continued through the setup without, you know, skipping a beat, leads me to believe that that might have been intentional. Oh no. Kiata falling behind, but it's definitely not too late. Morphin looking incredibly clean. But Madman losing no time in the fall, and Kiata pulling ahead of Morph. That was close, but I think, yes, Morph in third. Despite looking so clean and having a dominant lead for most of the match, one mistake can be the difference. Kiata missing the coyote jump. Morphin losing no time. Kiata, another corner boost. It is close. Morphin has the edge, but it's... Oh, Kiata! No, Morphin clutches out the first place finish. Exactly what he needed. I will be the first to admit, I was a little bit worried coming into today. With no Bidu entering, I know we have some amazingly strong players, but I was worried we might see a bit of a dominant performance from Kiata. But I am so glad to be proven wrong. Every player in the finals so far has shown that they have what it takes to take it home. Madman with just a little bit of a lead. But Kiata, oh, beautiful routing. Kiata gets the one block short hop, not catching himself on the block. Madman second, and now Morph in third. Kiata is further extending his lead over the other two, and it looks like Morph and Madman could be heading towards the finish. Neck and neck. Oh. In the top left, that wooden 2x1. I don't think we're going to see the trap. I don't think we're going to see it, but it is a possibility. Morph with a strong answer back. Look at this lead right now. But Kiata so clean through the section. And Madman not far behind. We've seen it a few times where Morph loses time in the end, and as I say that, the cannon catches him. Morph at least gets second, or does he? That's a close one. He does. That was terrifying for Morph. Not recognizing that that cannon had been placed could have been the thing that loses him this game. But holding on and getting second over Madman keeps him alive. Bit of a mistake from Kiata there. Madman and Morph neck and neck. Kiata barely behind. Oh no, Morph getting caught on the girder. Now this is something that I want to talk about. That section right there, the wooden block with the glue on it, every round so far, I have seen Kiata do it flawlessly. While the other two haven't really picked up on the optimal route. Madman noticed last round what Kiata was doing and did the exact same thing, and look what it did for him. Getting that first place finish could be the difference. But that type of skill set, being able to both play and watch your opponents to potentially find better routes is what it takes to make it to lobbies at this level. Wow, Kiata with the corner boost, allowing just a single quick jump from the glue. That saves so much time. Are you crazy going for that in the final 4? And the consistency, Morphin had the opportunity to get third. Kiata flubbed, but Morphin could not reach out and grasp the opportunity in front of him. The building is really centralized around this final section here. I think all the players are noticing that it's coming down to the wire just about every round. So, you know, changing it up in those final moments might be all it takes. Kiata a bit behind, but with his score right now, I wouldn't be too worried. This race is between Madman and Morphin. Madman pulling ahead. He is currently in last, so he needs a good finish here. Getting caught on the block. It's down to the wire, but Morphin messes up. Who's gonna get it? That was a photo finish. I genuinely cannot tell. Madman finishing in first. I like that. I really like that placement. Now, so far, it really feels like Madman and Morphin have a much better grasp on the early sections. While Kiata is typically saving time right here, he messes up the quick jump, but he got the corner boost. It is very close. This is a tight race, and this section is so difficult. One mistake could spell defeat or victory. Let's see. Kiata! No! Who got first there? Now, as I was saying earlier, if I was Kiata, I wouldn't be worried. Those words might come back to bite me, because Kiata with 3 third-place finishes in a row, if I'm not mistaken, if he keeps this up, he's going to be on the chopping block. But getting through the first section in the lead, this is huge. Everyone so close together. I truly have no idea who's going to come out here. But Kiata, no mistake in the end. Morphin close behind, and Madman. Is that enough to put him into the last place position? It is not. Everybody, looking at the score now. If Morphin places anything but first, he will be eliminated. Oh my goodness, but the speed through the first section. It's an impossible order, but Morphin might just have the guts to do it. Let's see. Oh my god. One of the closest races we've seen so far. Going into the finish, Morphin losing a little bit of time on the fall, but does it matter? We'll find out. And Madman seals the deal. He puts the nail in the coffin. Morph has been eliminated, and it is Kiata and Madman, your final 2. Well done, Morph. You put on a show. It is time. We are just one match away from crowning our second weekly Blitz champion. Well done again to Morph. Let's get into it. Now 1v1s are decided in as little as 5 rounds. This is not only a test of how quickly you can adapt, this is a test of how quickly you can figure out the map. This is a new setting, this is something you have never seen before. And you have so few rounds to figure it out. From what I've seen before, Madman has been incredibly good in the first few rounds. I feel like his sight reading capabilities might just outmatch Kiata's. But we'll see. Oh, I love the spring from Kiata in the end there. Oh, Madman. Madman trying to jump to get faster velocity down that squeeze, but Kiata does it just a bit more efficiently. It's close. Oh, a little bit of a blunder by Kiata, but still neck and neck. Neither of the players opting to go for the spring, and Kiata goes for a sprint jump on the left wall. A risky time save, but it does not pay off. Madman just has to hold on here, and he will score the first point. And look at this. Only 5 points to decide the match. The smallest things can swing it either way. I love the placement by Kiata. I gotta say, I don't like the placement by Madman. I was talking with Kiata about this. I was talking strategy with Kiata after the tournament last week. It felt like he was losing to Madman in situations where he otherwise wouldn't, because he didn't understand what you need to do to build to your strengths. When you're the more consistent player, it's best to just create as many opportunities for the other player to fail as possible. Because Madman is one of the fastest players alive. It is impossible to match this man when it comes to character control. But if you give him more opportunities to mess up, your consistency can pull through even if he has the speed. And as we see, that exact placement loses Madman a little bit of time, and that's all it takes for Kiata to pull through. Kiata, not sure what he wants to do with that glue. Interesting. I like the idea with that barrel. We'll see how it executes. So far, I feel like every round Madman has been losing just a little bit of time on that glue at the start. If I'm Madman, I want to block that off sooner than later. Oh, Kiata goes for an insane time save, but doesn't make it. This is Madman's game, but he doesn't get the first try on the squeeze. A sizable lead, but definitely not one big enough to seal the deal. But Madman, up 2-1. Interesting placement. Those girders potentially forcing a one-block jump if you want to go fast? We'll have to see when it comes down to it. Great recognition that you have to jump over the barrel by Kiata. Gets him a little bit of a lead, but not very much. Kiata notices, recognizes that last round he lost time going for the time save. Screw it, let's go consistent. And it is paying off. A little bit of a lead here. One mistake is all it takes, but Kiata. It is neck and neck. It is 2-2. Let me remind everyone who we are dealing with. There are 4 people in the history of UCH in the last 5 years who have managed to take a set off of Kiata. And Madman is looking like he could join that club. Madman getting a great timing on the door, but again, losing time on the glue. He's always jumping just a little bit too high, whereas Kiata's going for a small jump, and it's saving him a lot of time. This lead is huge, but again, all it takes is one blunder, one fall. But Kiata, first try on the squeeze jump, first try on the spring. I don't think there's anything left that could trip him up, but I could be wrong. And Kiata taking the lead. How is Madman gonna answer? Let's get a look at these builds. Madman opting to make the squeeze a little bit easier. I don't disagree. I don't think that that's a bad placement. I still think that he needs... I think he needs to change the glue up. That glue at the start has lost him time every game so far. And in Blitz, psychologically, when you're playing the game feeling like you need to catch up to your opponent, it is significantly harder. Oh, but Kiata losing the time this time. Maybe I will eat my words because Madman is adapting. Oh, Kiata goes for the time save. I don't feel that it was necessary. But it doesn't matter because Madman opts to do the same. And Kiata has a big lead now. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiata is going up 4-2. We are potentially mere moments away from crowning our champion. Can Madman bring it back, or is this Kiata's tournament to lose? That placement by Madman. I'm trying to think of how I feel about it. It looks like Madman has noticed the auto line on that glue. It makes the setup more consistent, but a little bit slower. And he's falling behind here. It's still possible. Kiata making a big mistake on the spring. Madman, it is now or never. Can you catch him? Kiata's last section in the end, in the last round, was slow enough that Madman could make this comeback, but Kiata nails in the coffin. Kiata is your champion. Hats off to Madman for putting up such an insane fight, but Kiata is a force of nature. Well done to both of the players. That was an electric finals. We went from the first round, so uncertain, not knowing even a little bit who was going to be eliminated. Then second round, again, basically the same thing. It looked like Madman and Morph both had the potential to be eliminated. And then even in the last round, it was tied up until Kiata broke away. What a performance.